G'day everyone, welcome to Craig's Aviation YouTube channel. My name's Craig Ingalls and today I'm going to be talking about securing a flying job. Before I get started, I'd just like to say that some of the things I'm going to say here today, some people may not agree with. However, all I'm doing here is just sharing my experiences that I've had throughout my career in securing jobs and also not securing jobs. The most important thing prior to applying for a job is to make sure you actually want the job and whether or not it'll be suitable for you. Thinking long term, don't think short term. And then followed on by do you meet the mandatory qualification and experience requirements? Now, if you do come close to those requirements but don't quite have them, certainly apply, but also make it clear in your application. However, if you don't come anywhere near the mandatory requirements, don't apply. You're just wasting your time and you're wasting the recruiter's time, and it actually can have a negative impact on your career because it is a very small industry. Application letters and resumes, keep them simple, limit them to one page. If you've got a bit of experience, you've been around a few years, certainly the resume can probably go out to 2 pages. Okay, the application letter, the first paragraph should clearly articulate what position or role and base you're applying for, if that's applicable. Okay, then go on to mention your licenses, ratings, and any other applicable qualifications that might be useful in securing the job. Then a brief breakdown of your flying hours, total hours, and any other bulk hours that you might have, like multi-engine hours or hours on certain types of aeroplanes that might be, or helicopters that might be applicable to the role you're applying for. Okay, the resume, keep that simple as well. Name, address, obviously your date of birth and all that kind of thing at the top of the resume. Then I've elected to just make a brief statement with regards to my educational requirements up there as well, what I've done in high school, and also mention my apprenticeship. Okay, if you've been to uni and you've done other things like that, or you've got some other qualifications, certainly mention them there in that educational kind of area, whatever you want to call it. Okay, then I go on and discuss all my licenses, type ratings, and any other certificates or approvals that I've got or I've had in the past that might be useful for the recruiters. Okay, I actually tailor this section of my CV for every job application I put in, because some things that I've got in there may not be applicable to the company I'm applying for. Okay, then I'll go in and then break down all my flight hours, total hours, multi hours, night hours, instrument flying hours, and then again mention any bulk hours I've got in certain aircraft types that might be of use to the recruiters for the position you're applying for. Then I go into my work experience history. I start from the beginning after I left school, okay, and then I just make statements in the resume with regards to the dates, normally just the years, what my role was, and what my duties were, okay. And I normally try and limit those statements to about 3 or 4 lines at the most, okay. Referees, I don't mention any referees on my resume, okay. I used to years ago. Now, with regards to referees, whatever you do, this is just my opinion, okay. But if you're going to use someone for a referee, ensure that they are aware of it, okay. What I do is I inform my referees while I'm making the application before I spread their contact details on to an external source, okay. And then I get them to agree to it, and in all cases, actually, they do, okay. But it's important that the referee is aware of this, and it's important that the referee is aware of what position you have applied for, okay. I've been a referee for people in the past, okay, and I've been fully aware of it. But in my opinion, there'd be nothing worse than getting a cold call from a recruiter about someone who's used me as a referee at the wrong time, okay, and it it as an applicant, if that happens, it could go. Your application could go really bad because of a 30-second phone call that a referee has given a recruiter unintentionally. Okay, so just make sure your referees are aware of that you're going to use them. Okay, and also obviously choose them wisely. One thing I don't agree that some companies do, they insist that they obtain reference checks from your current employer. Okay, I don't agree with that policy. A lot of larger corporations seem to go down that pathway. A lot of small companies don't. Okay, now the reason why I don't agree with it is you may not want your current employer to know that you're seeking work elsewhere, and it may have a negative impact on your current employment situation. The next thing is recruiters insisting that they obtain recent check reports on pilots, okay, from their current employer. Now, the reason why I don't agree with it is, firstly, that's pretty sensitive information in my opinion. And if a pilot has had trouble in recent checks, that should not be that documentation should not be transferred to any third party. Okay, the better way that recruiters can deal with this is simply ask questions in the interview with regards to previous check reports. Okay, you may have failed a check, or you might have got marked down on a check on a recent check report, and you may not have agreed with that as well. Okay, so that may tank you with regards to your application not going ahead. Okay, so my opinion is that the pilot, if there is a bad check, if they have had a bad check report, they should be entitled to discuss that face to face in the interview, opposed to getting this report from their previous employer. Next, I'd like to talk about simulator assessments for recruiting purposes. I don't agree with this in most cases. Okay, the reason being is that if an applicant has got experience in similar aircraft, or even the same type of aircraft, and they may not necessarily need to be current, why do they need to do a simulator assessment, particularly if they've got thousands and thousands of hours? Obviously, the pilot has passed quite a few checks in their career, okay, and to me that clearly demonstrates that they can fly and they can be trained and they are trainable, okay, and they're not stupid, okay. The only times that simulator assessments, in my opinion, should be used, okay, is for where maybe pilots, or applicants I should say, don't meet the minimum experience requirements, okay, then certainly put them into a simulator and do an assessment on them. That is really the only time. Most of the simulator assessments that I've been through, and I've been through quite a few in my career, and I've obviously failed a few simulator assessments because I didn't get jobs. And I'm sure most experienced pilots have been through the same, okay? However, all these simulator assessments that I've done, they've been associated with using raw data skills. I mean, one example is steep turns. We go out and do steep turns in the simulator. You know, I've done steep turns in a 767 simulator and a King Air simulator and a Dash 8 simulator. You know, I mean, and then raw data, sector NDB approaches doing sector entries on raw data, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, we're living. This is it's 2025 now. We're not living in 1975, okay? And you know, I've never done a steep turn in a commercial operation ever. Okay, and why should we be assessed at a job interview for this? I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous, and it's a total waste of time and a total waste of money. Okay, better means, like I said, is to assess the applicant on their experience. Okay, everyone, I'd like to finish this video up now. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and please subscribe if you already haven't done so if you like it, and also leave some comments. Thank you and have a great day.